Switch back on that one. That's right. Nerd Thug Radio coming at you here on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, the sister stations. And as always on IrelandStar.com, we are streaming worldwide. Check us out on NerdThugRadio.com, on Facebook /NerdThugRadio. We tweet, we toot, we do it all. We're big time. Google us. We're the best. Nerd Thug Radio, coming at you from Lone Star Community Radio. I don't know if we say that enough. We probably should say that more. Anyway, before we get too far into this, why don't you tell the good city of Conroe about our friends Wild Thing?
Step into a modern-day rustic saloon with all-American charm. There's a bar and a restaurant in the Conroe Woodlands area right at FM 1488 and I-45, welcoming ambience and atmosphere of delicious food, relaxation, and quality entertainment. Wild Thing has over 70 television regularly airing local and nationally televised events, daily specials and pricing. Wild Thing Bar and Restaurant, easy on the eyes.
Yeah, all right. It's a fun place to go. Check it out if you got some time. Wild Thing Bar and Grill. It is very easy on the eyes. I've been sharing some really good ads from them on my Facebook. That being said, this is Corey DLG with Nico DLG and Vicky DLG.
Hey guys.
Completing the DLG takeover one more time. We're running out of time here, but this is something I want to talk about today. Hulu has announced they got a big signing here. I always keep track of this in my head. I'm always kind of just because I only do Netflix, but there's always kind of a little bit of a war, right? Because Hulu and Netflix and Amazon, they're all competing with the streaming services. Hulu got a big gain, over 800 hours or 800 episodes. TGIF, the entire TGIF lineup. Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step, Perfect Strangers, and Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Dang.
That's a big deal.
That's
a big deal. That is the 90s right there. If you were a child of the 90s and now have money to burn and you're a corporate schlub, you get Hulu now. Right?
Because now you can relive all your fan memories.
You know what sticks out to me, though? You know what sticks out to me, though, is the Full House.
Yeah, that's kind of strange
because
they have
on Netflix.
Right.
Fuller House, the sequel, is on Netflix.
Right.
So how did they not?
How'd they get a second season?
How did they not secure the other show?
Yeah.
If they're doing a sequel to it, do you think that was just an over? Like, how did they? What did they screw up there?
Maybe they just got paid a fat stack of cash, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is fine."
Maybe Fuller House didn't perform that well, so they were just.
Well,
got
Netflix,
a second season.
Right. Netflix. Okay. So let's talk about this. Okay. So real quick, this month debuting on Netflix, Voltron season 3 debuts August 4th.
Wanted to catch up on that.
Defenders, August 18th. Death Note, August 25. And then of note to me, Brad Paisley Comedy Rodeo, August 15th. I know we're all going to be watching that. I mentioned that specifically as a joke because of this note. I received an article via text from the Joey Savage. He's going to be mad we're going to talk about this, but that's okay. We're going to scoop him here. Netflix is massively in debt.
Wow.
I was literally just thinking, like, I really don't know how Netflix makes that much.
They have
money.
over 100 million subscribers, so you should at least think that they're doing okay.
Yeah.
However, they just announced that they're going to be taking in another, I believe the number is $500 million in line of credit, spread out over 5 lending institutions. This time last year, they had $3.36 billion in long-term debt on the books. This time now, it's $4.84.
Wow.
Over the last 12 months, they lost $2.1 billion in cash. And on the books over the next 3 years is roughly $13 billion in debt they have to pay out, that they owe.
Doesn't sound so good for Netflix.
That's kind of, so they've started canceling shows and stuff like that. They bet big. The eventual goal of Netflix, so most of the money that they're spending is to get the rights to stream the stuff that they're streaming.
Yeah.
They buy these packages, they partner with Disney and all that. None of that's free. All of that costs a lot of money. For example, Hulu just won a bidding war on something. I don't remember what it was, but the price was $200 million. Oh, no, it was $160 million for 5 years of Seinfeld. That's what Hulu paid to get that. $160 million.
For effectively reruns.
Right, to air reruns, right, of the greatest sitcom ever, blah, blah, blah. That's what
Right,
people say.
but I mean, what percentage of people who have a Netflix subscription watch Seinfeld?
Well, and here's the thing. So if you're Hulu, and that's what you just did, you're basically saying $50 million a year. So then you want to see a jump of 5 million subscribers, right? If Hulu's $10.
Right.
You want to see 5 million new customers to justify that, right?
Right.
I mean, because you have a budget of where you're going to use your money, and that's why these things are rotating. That's why these things are moving between the different places. It's because each company is going to spend only X amount of dollars every year on streaming rights. So that being said, I mean,
Maybe I don't want to watch Full House now. I got to watch Fuller House, and I got to buy a Netflix subscription.
right, exactly. But yeah, so they've been bleeding money this whole time, but that's actually led them to do some cancellations here. This blows my mind. So Sense8, Girl Boss, and The Get Down all got canceled this last year.
Oh, did they?
And it's taken Netflix this long since their inception, this 10 years, whatever it is. Those are only the 4th, 5th, and 6th shows they've canceled. Which, by the way, I guess that means you make a really bad show if you get canceled on Netflix. Just saying.
Right.
Well,
Sense8's just too expensive.
Well, and that's what it boiled down to, is the amount of people streaming it didn't justify the cost of that. And so that's basically what's happening here. Now, they do gamble big. House of Cards apparently is $100 million a season. Right. And I don't understand how that hits that number. That's got to be a lot of... Most of that has got to go to the cast.
The actor's salary.
And those are big-time actors, don't get me wrong. But I don't know if Kevin Spacey's worth... What is he getting, 20, 25 million then? Like, that's a lot of money.
Right, for a show.
That's a pretty penny.
That is a pretty penny. You're right. That's a real pretty penny. I will take 25 million from Netflix any day of the week. But yeah, so they're spending a lot of money on these shows. The Crown was another one of theirs, and that one was another $100 million gamble. Marco Polo was supposed to be like a Game of Thrones type show for them. They did 2 seasons. It cost them over $200 million.
Canceled.
Canceled.
Cancel order, man. Cancel order. Yeah, because I really liked Sense8. I'm kind of sad.
Right, and just the issue was they didn't hold back when they were making that show. They just went all
Well,
out.
they're hoping that, like, the quality is going to be so good that people are like, oh,
Yeah,
hey,
but they
watch
actually... There's other ways to do shows like that, but they actually shot on location. So, like, when the little bar said Qatar, they were literally in Qatar, and they took the whole cast, and they all went to Qatar. That's what I'm saying. It's like there are cheaper ways to make that show.
They're spending Game of Thrones money, but not getting all that Game of Thrones
love. And the other problem is HBO recoups a lot of their money.
Because they have a subscription.
They have a subscription service also, but HBO recoups a lot of their money. They're essentially the same model, except HBO does DVDs.
Yeah.
Netflix doesn't
That's
really
so
do DVDs.
true.
BoJack Horseman and Stranger Things, no DVD sets. Those are 2 of their most well-known created shows.
Oh man, I really want a
Can't
DVD
wait
set.
for Stranger Things to come back.
I know, that commercial.
2 months.
That trailer's looking good.
2 months.
Yeah, when they showed the first preview, it was like 2 months ago, and it's for October, and you're like, seriously? What? But it's coming up now. It is coming up now. But yeah, they're spending all kinds of money, and are they getting back the right return? Like, I don't know what they spent on Stranger Things, but I bet Stranger Things did better than probably half the shows they spent more money on.
Right.
That's true.
That's
I
like-
feel with Netflix, they really, really either hit or miss.
Yeah, and yes. And there's no... Well, no, Sense8 probably, they would...
Like a middle ground
Yeah,
kind of a deal.
because the response was so strong in the cancellation that they then had to go back and say, we're going to let them do a wrap-up movie to take care of the storylines. So they're going to come back for some sort of 2-hour
Special.
Sense8
Because
finale.
they did like a Christmas one. Which, that those usually sound really cheesy.
Like a
but it
Christmas
was like a
special or a
good-
Christmas episode?
No, like a Christmas episode.
Of
I don't even
Sense8?
think it was even during Christmas time.
Of Sense8?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did like a 2-hour special.
Oh, recently?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the wrap-up then.
It didn't seem like a wrap-up, but it's been a while since I've seen it.
That was probably the wrap-up then.
Unless they have some other 2-hour special that they spent loads of money on.
Right, that's about to come out. Yeah, and so to me, I almost feel like there's better ways to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they need to kind of
I think-
reinvestigate
That
the.
I
sounds
think
like-
they're trying too hard
sounds
to
like-
appeal to so many audiences. They end up just spending money everywhere,
What?
and then they can't recoup half of it.
Right.
Because half of it doesn't. No one watches it.
And the original goal, well, the actual goal is over time to shift to only original content. But
Oh,
in order,
really?
yeah,
That's the goal?
Netflix one day will only be Netflix content. That's probably 20 years from now, but
If they live.
They've
that long.
said that as the goal?
yeah. The
Really?
reason
That surprises me.
the reason they even got think about their model. Otherwise, their model is all of their money is getting paid out to other people to air other people's shows.
That's true.
I mean,
Netflix original stuff. I mean, some of it's just real good.
some of it's good and some of it's terrible, but there's a lot of it, and that's them being aggressive because essentially any dollar they take away from shows that they buy, they're taking that dollar and then apparently another dollar from somewhere else and putting it into their own stuff.
That's, yeah.
And so Netflix has been just free spending this whole time. Now Amazon and Hulu are starting to do original content, but they are in no way, shape, or form as big of a hurry as Netflix has been to kind of race away from other people's stuff.
No. The one that I've been watching on Hulu is The Handmaid's Tale.
That's a big deal. People are really liking that.
Yeah. It's so far really good. It's really interesting. I'm a sucker for like dystopian future.
Is it the future? They look very in the past.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like in the future, but they've kind of taken Christianity and religion and taken things back a few steps. But it's very much so like Big Brother still kind of.
So there's technology kind of hiding.
Yes and no. They were just like, we need to go back to old ways where women just stay at home and men go fight the war.
I can't think of anything worse than making women stay at home. Just because I like to be at home, and then if they're going to be there too, like now I don't get to watch what I want to watch. Yeah. And then they're going to make me like eat whatever they cook, and then I don't get to go eat the food I want. Like this just gets worse and worse the more I think about it. Just you know what?
Tragic.
They should go get a job and support me. I want to be the stay-at-home husband. I want to be kept like a pet.
Oh, all right. Ladies, if you're interested.
Yeah, I'll wear a collar.
Yeah.
Whatever. No, we went on a tangent there, but I don't know.
It's a really good series, so I was kind of like impressed. I was like, because I had heard a lot about it, but I hadn't really ever bothered with any of Hulu's original stuff.
Yeah.
Besides Mindy Project, because that used to be a Fox show,
Mindy
and then
Kaling.
Hulu was like, "We got you."
Fox did the world a favor by canceling it, and then Hulu was like, "Nope, everyone
really
hasn't
like
suffered
the
enough."
Mindy Project. I really
There's
like
nothing
it.
redeeming or funny about that show.
I really like it. I guess maybe it just appeals to like a female market.
Maybe
because
she
I have friends
should-
that really like it too.
No, I'm sure you can find, enough idiots to say they like something. That doesn't change the fact that it's terrible.
I got that solid reaction. That was good.
And on that note, let's get out of here before I get murdered by my sister. This has been Nerd Thug Radio. Same Nerd
He's
Thug
getting
time,
murdered.
same Nerd Thug channel. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Stay safe and be kind.